put in my 2 weeks. I 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 put in my 2 weeks.
Resignation.
Yeah, so apparently Pearl, you know, it was like a Texas staple along with Lone Star, and it was recently bought out, and they changed the recipe, and people got fucking livid. But I never had the original recipe, so this tastes fine to me.
Hell yeah.
And I love the label.
Yeah, it's cute. It's good.
It's
nice.
vintagey looking.
Yeah, it's good. They say it's, yeah, I've tried it. It is the same as, it's like a Lone Star beverage.
It is like Miller Lite.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Goes down smooth.
Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm in a James Dean movie. That's what I want.
Hell yeah. You do anything today? Anything new going on?
Got a tattoo?
Hey, let me see it. Psh, there it is. The old, it's a bloody stain.
Yeah, it's blood under plastic. That's
Very
what I
cool.
wanted.
Very legit.
Yeah, it's of the my pink Cadillac limousine.
If for those of you who do not know Taylor Dowdy, he has a very nice pink Cadillac.
Well, let's not get out of hand here. It's not nice, but it is a pink Cadillac limo.
It looks so nice. I feel like I'm in a movie when I ride in it. And if that's not nice, then sure.
It runs and drives nice, but the rust has, taken its toll, I think.
Well,
but I don't give a shit.
Yeah, for like a 70s pink Cadillac, it looks badass.
Somebody just suggested that I should raffle it off.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Right?
You'd probably...
I'd make bank.
Yeah, if you took that, oh man. People, because it has these huge longhorns on the front of it.
Right.
It looks like Texas as fuck.
That's the whole thing.
If you
that car is the
to,
most Texas car I've ever seen.
Everything here, it's Texas themed auctions. You take that thing to anywhere, and it's like, dude, yeah, you'd make bank.
I also love the car.
I also
just like driving it.
Yeah, so. You don't know have a way to get around,
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Whatever. I had a moped for 2 years before that, so it's a real step up.
I thought you tried to get me to buy it.
Did I?
Yeah, the white one.
That. Yeah. I don't remember.
I was too scared.
I tried to give that piece of shit away to everybody. Here's the thing, though. Super dependable. That thing got me around.
That's all you need,
But the Cadillac's dependable as well, so that's kind of why I'm like hesitant to break away from it.
And you look cool as fuck in it.
I do look cool as fuck.
It's a pretty good car.
It's a great car. Lucille is her name.
Ooh, hey, I've never named a vehicle before.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be that dude, but I'm now that dude.
Yeah. I mean, I just got like I don't know, it's like a silver Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
2016, mind you. It's newer. It's nice, but you don't name one. I mean, like an old vintage car, that's like a thing you name. Mine is like a...
You name babies and you name old cars and ships for some reason.
That is true. Yeah. And animals, you name an animal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind
people
of
name
redundant.
plants, those people are weird. Oh yeah.
I've never met
I like plants. I'm a big plant person.
Do you name your plants?
But no, I don't do that. I don't go that far.
I was going to say, we're going to have to break this off. No, that's the first car I've ever named. I was just like, whatever. Just call it that. Lucille. Well, we were watching a lot of Cool Hand Luke before I bought it. That's part of it.
Not coming.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Resignation Podcast.
Resignation. Paul Coffin has a great song called Resignation, and that's what made me think of...
Oh, that name?
Resignation, my resignation.
Okay. I think I'd know that if I heard it.
It's a good one.
You should release just classics of you doing covers.
Yeah. It's the middle-aged bop.
Middle-aged bop. Well, yeah, welcome to the Resignation Podcast. What are we going to talk about, Taylor? We're talking about jobs.
We're talking about jobs. That's the whole thing.
We've had some jobs.
We've had a lot
I've
of jobs.
had a lot of fucking jobs.
It's more interesting than that. Everyone's got a job, but not everybody has had weird, crazy,
Some weird, crazy jobs.
And I think this podcast is going to be formulated to talk
Yeah.
about not only the jobs that Joey and I have had,
There's so
but
many.
just weird jobs throughout history because we've come across so many.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm excited to kind of look at them and just look at throughout all of I guess human existence, what people have done for money.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like, oh,
What have you
what
done
I-
for money?
what
How
I
do
would
you
like,
get by?
what I would like to happen is for people to listen to this and go, somebody did that for money at some point and like raised a family.
That's yeah. I mean, you can do a lot of shit. Some shit's not right morally, depending on
most
who you
shit's not
ask
right.
and whoever they are. Fuck them.
Right. But here's the thing. In the 7 years that I've lived in Austin, I've had like 8 jobs since I've lived here, but 2 or 3 of them have been odd.
Man, I feel like I've had like 8 jobs in like 2018 alone.
Right. Yeah, that's what's wrong with this. I mean, not to get into like local politics, but I think that's a huge problem in this town is like all these businesses come and go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And people come and go with them. So
Drop
that's
them.
what happened to me. Like every job I lost, I
It
never
was
got.
because of the place just up and went.
There's like, so it's either the company goes out of business or it gets bought out by a bigger company or they're downsizing.
Yeah.
Like I've literally lost like 6 jobs to just that.
See, it's also it sucks for just I mean, you know, as an average worker, that's like, you know, that's I mean, we'd always work and try to do comedy on the side and just focus on that. But some people don't. They got to focus on work, and all of a sudden, boom, you just get laid off, and now you're just
Yeah.
like up without a paddle. And
I
that's,
mean,
we should get universal basic income, so we all shouldn't have to be slave to want to work to be alive. You know,
exactly.
It's like
and we
this-
can only speak to, you know, the jobs that we've had.
Yeah, yeah.
And most of the time, any job that I've picked had to suit my nightlife.
exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, there probably are.
oh, I'm not getting health insurance from these
Absolutely
jobs.
not. No, no.
Oh, no, they
that's,
wouldn't.
That's ridiculous. That's respectable. Like,
Well, there's yeah, yeah. It was good. I like the idea when you told me about it. I'm glad to finally get this thing up and running with you,
Yeah,
my
this
man.
feels great,
it's good.
man.
Fucking. I mean, I try to be tech savvy, but I kind of don't plug the wires in the right.
so
Shout out to Ethan Billups for
right. I was going to say, inside baseball, neither one of us know how to set up electronic equipment at all.
I had to like plug in a bunch of shit and then text it to our friend Ethan.
And I would just literally like, hey, do you need money for the equipment? Because I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'll be plugging it in. He's in a sick band called Blank Hellscape. Check him out if you like industrial, harsh noise stuff. But yeah, I'd feel like I'd buy something and plug it in, and the thing would pop up on the computer or say something, and I'd take a picture of it and send it to him and be like, all right, man, now it's telling me to do this. What do I
it's
do
that,
now?
It's that classic Eddie Izzard bit
Which one is that?
where he's talking about Techno Fear.
You go.
It's from like 1997,
All
like
right.
even back
Oh, you were
then.
telling me you've been watching some Eddie lately.
Yeah, because my girlfriend right now has never seen or heard of him, so I was like, "You gotta watch
Them,
this."
huh? You changed
Them,
them
sure.
pronouns.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's very interesting.
Of course.
This is the first cat I feel like doing that. I feel like the first person I think I've ever seen in drag might have been Eddie Izzard.
And what
I
was
think that was probably the first person I've ever seen in drag.
what
just
was
like,
interesting
not
about
in real life, but you know, on TV.
right? What was interesting about his stand-up is like, yes, he was in drag, and yes, he was like very flamboyant. 30 seconds into his act, I totally forgot.
Yeah, it's not all
It's
about
just
that.
like-
yeah,
yeah.
it's-
It was like he's such
he's
a
not
good
all
writer.
in your face about it, but he'll just talk. Yeah, his
Eddie,
humor's
if you're
great.
out there, we'd love to have you on.
yeah, oh yeah, or just write an email. You're
Yeah.
the shit. Yeah, we talk about stand up a lot because if you don't know either of us, that's what we do. That's how we know each other.
We're comics.
Doing
We're
comics
stand-ups.
in the Austin comedy scene here. Yeah, for folks I know it's too well Taylor. You want to give a little background on
me?
on you? Yeah, a little.
on my life.
Yeah, or should we try to do each other's backgrounds from our?
Let's not do that because I know a few things, but I know I'm going to be cutting off some corners. So okay, we can do that. I moved to Austin in 2014. Immediately hit the ground running, doing stand up, like open mics and things like that. And
And you're from
I'm from Wyoming.
the Tumbleweeds.
Yes,
We got tumbleweeds here too.
yeah, we do. They don't tumble as much. I've always said that.
Something about them Wyoming tumbleweeds.
Yeah. So over the course of like,
Did
I-
you start here? comedy? Did you do it at all ever in Wyoming?
Not in Wyoming, but so I moved from Wyoming to Texas in like 2004. So I've been in Texas for a while,
Okay.
but I went to Lubbock, went to Texas Tech University there, and then after that I came here. But I did do stand up, but it was so sporadically that it would be unfair to count it. It was like 2 times a year or something like that. So it doesn't even count. But yeah, I really hit the ground running when I came here. And then, yeah, over the course of a few years, I met you and Nick Savarino and Zach Brooks, just a lot of our friends. They're also comics here in town. But yeah, then I started my own show at Hotel Vegas, and that's been going on for almost
Fun one,
5 years.
man. I love that place. I'm so everything right now with COVID. That's also a reason why we're starting this podcast. We have nothing to do.
Yeah, we're talking about jobs during a global
Comedy's
pandemic.
almost gone.
Yeah.
Freaking, yeah, man. The Vegas shows there, man. On Fridays, they were good.
Yeah,
Oh,
we got
man.
one this Friday. I don't know what day it is now, but
Oh yeah, but these probably won't be released
Yeah,
by
yeah,
the
yeah,
time
yeah.
that comes up. But it's usually what
But
do
it
you
is
have?
it's
Second and fourth Friday, or is it every Friday?
it's certainly every second Friday. But sometimes they give me a second, like another show during
Yeah.
the month. But sometimes it's one show a month. Sometimes it's 2. Whatever they hit me up and put it together. But yeah, the Austin comedy scene is really we're kind of in shambles right now.
Yeah, man.
But we're coming together.
It's I got approached it to kind of take over sort of almost comedy at Central Machine
Central Machine.
Brewer. It's a place off of E. Cesar Chavez.
Okay.
They have a huge backyard space, so it's like it'd be good for like a kind of quarantine show, you know. But like
Right,
when
right.
real life comes around, I'm not trying to be a brewery running one at a brewery.
You
I'd
already
like
did
to get
that.
a good. Yeah, I've already put in my time.
Yeah, he used to have a show called, I don't know what it's called.
It was
but
at Adelbert's,
yeah.
yeah. It's not like, you know, it's hard to put comedy shows on at breweries. But that one, for Quarantino, it's outside and is like, you know, what's going on. They just had like some like young person who's just like, and that brewery was new. They kind of started in like November of 2019.
Really?
And like, yeah, so they've only been around for like 4 or 5 months. And like, that's
Oh,
why
wow.
I mention it to people. No one's ever seen it.
Hmm.
That's speaking of job. That's why I water plants there, and that's how they know me. And they've seen my comedy, and they're like, "Hey, man, you should do it here now." I'm like, "Is it not too good?" And they're like, "Oh no, it's
Right.
a lot of people have been complaining."
Yeah.
So yeah, the whole scene right now is just
Yeah, without getting too deep into it, we've
Patreon.
our comedy scene has been sort of,
Almost non-existent,
well, that, but I was going to say sort of
and then
not taken over, but slightly invaded by people that have no business doing stand-up. But that's whatever.
that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I have no opinions. Really. I mean, I do, but who gives
And
a
then
shit?
yeah, now you're here.
And now I'm here with you, and we are recording live from
This little studio in the back of
Spider
what
House
used to be
Ballroom.
Spider House. Yeah, another R.I.P.
No,
Well,
I
it's like
mean-
half. Yeah.
We're currently recording in the half that survived.
Yeah. It's gonna. I wonder what they're gonna call it when it comes back, or
I
what
don't
it's
know.
gonna turn into.
It's still Spider House to me.
Yeah. The painting on the outside needs to change soon.
Right.
Is that off-brand Donkey Kong still out there?
Yes, it is because they turned it into an arcade for 2 months or whatever.
Oh, Donkey Kong.
This place has gone through some shit. Man.
Yeah, man. It was going up on the up and up before we took it up. This all went away, but
Yeah.
hopefully, things will get cooking here again too. But but until then, we'll record a podcast out of the quiet studio in the back.
We sure will.
And there's some noise. If you hear some clanging around in the back, there's Arlo's, the food truck out there.
And the rats.
And they whip up, and the rats.
Yeah,
They be
man.
ratting.
Well, our idea for the first podcast was to talk about our first jobs.
Oh yeah,
Did you want to?
I did. But
Dive into that.
Do you think people want to know about me at all? Do you think they give a shit about where
About
I'm from?
you?
Yeah.
I think they do. Oh yes, of course. Yeah.
What we were doing before. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was my fault. We got on a tangent talking about fucking
I'm also like
Austin
4 pearls
comedy.
deep.
You're 4 pearls deep?
I
I'm
am.
on my first Tecate.
I'm
I
so
just got here, you know?
I'm so sorry.
You've just been drinking, waiting.
I went and got tattooed. Then
Yeah, you got to drink and get the tat, you know?
Yeah. And then I was working my current job, which I will not disclose at the moment because we'll save it.
We'll save
it
that.
for a
We can't,
Patreon one.
yeah, we can't pump them all in the chamber.
No.
But Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
you moved here when?
like 15. Sometimes, man, I also smoke a lot of weed. So it was either 2014 or 15. I can't remember. I think it was 15 for sure. I visited here for like a week in 14 and did a lot of shows. And I liked it, and I was like, I think I want to come here and move here and check it out. Get to a bigger place from Nebraska, which was where I lived. I started in
But yeah, so
Lincoln.
you started in Lincoln, Nebraska, but you were doing stand up already before you got here.
Yeah, I was about like 5 years deep.
Yeah.
And then, I came here trying to, infiltrate my way in, trying to just move to, wanting to grow before I wanted to move to, like, I was either going to move here or Denver.
Yeah, Denver's great.
Denver's sick. I love
got
Denver.
a great scene, I hear.
Oh, it's awesome. I
had a whole week booked in Denver before.
Oh, well, I
all
was
this,
all
and
quit.
then-
Yeah, I was there May, like a week of May of 2019. Got it in all in 2019.
Nice. You know what's weird is we've been friends for years now, but I can't quite remember meeting you when you first moved here.
I want to say
a lot of
like
people,
the
like-
first time. Well, actually, it might have been your old mic that you did off of Rainy Street at the
Blackheart.
Blackheart. That's what that place was called.
Yeah.
I think I might have met you there.
Really?
You hosted that, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Did
I hosted for
you
like-
and Andrew Cooksey switch?
Mostly me, but
It was, yeah.
yeah, but I still, that's interesting because I still have all of those like open mic sign up sheets from
Oh,
the.
you got it. I have one.
Yeah, I kept all of them.
That was like the first mic I did here, or I started here, was at this wine bar. It's like the infinite monkey theorem.
Oh, I never did that.
That's fine.
Right.
There was like no one there. They had this weird like thing in the corners, like an overhead projector with like a transparent sheet on it, and this like couple was like they were trying to do a crossword, and it was like projected on the wall, and they'd write Sharpie on it, and do it. But we were, it's open mic comedy was going on. They're like, what is happening? I feel like they were the only two people there, and then they just left.
That was
That's much of comedy.
yeah, that's 90% of what we dealt with when we were hitting it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. What is
But
it
you-
now?
but you also-
2020.
It's 2021.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yeah, right. But Joey is the host of a reoccurring show, not only in Austin, but you were kind of like taking it on the road a little bit.
Oh yeah. It was start to get cooking.
Yeah.
Glow Show, baby. It's a bunch of trippy visuals.
Yeah. And it was actually like primarily hosted here at Spider
Yeah, I
House.
did
for a
it.
few-
That
few
was the
months.
main home, was here at Spider House, and I was going to try eventually just do monthly residencies in Dallas and San Antonio and Houston.
Right.
And just do like 4 Glow shows a month,
Yeah.
or like those other cities like every other month. And yeah, the LA that was the show the weekend that got canceled when everything shut down. It was
I
like end
remember.
of March. It was like I did some set at Hotel Vegas right as I got an
Yep.
email and all my LA stuff closed down. I
March-
like took my shirt off and I was like throwing it around and smacking my ass at people in the audience, and they're like, "What is wrong with this guy?"
So
I was like, all my LA shit just got canceled. I'm losing my mind.
I don't know how it took place in the rest of the country, but here in Austin, March 14th was the day that that it got announced that we're shutting the whole city down. My show at Hotel Vegas was March 13th.
Yeah, was
So
that
we
a
literally
Friday?
that was our last show.
Yeah, I snuck a Glow show in March. It was like March the fucking 11th, a couple of days in. And then I saw Kamashi Washington that Sunday at Empire. Good
Nice.
jazz dude. That was the final concert I saw. But yeah, Glow show, trippy glow in the dark show I do is a fun thing. I was gonna tour around. Hopefully it'll come back. It'll come around.
It'll come
again.
back. It'll all come back.
Just gotta,
We just
I
gotta
gotta
do
do
shit
some
like
new
this until
shit.
then.
Yeah, right. So until then, yeah, comedy and podcasts and cooking,
Meth?
trying to cook
Oh.
cooking meth,
I don't
cooking
know what
whatever
you
we
said.
got. We're trying to
we're
trying to
cooking all
scrap
of it.
by. Government ain't handing out too much stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Mitch McConnell, I hope you die.
Oh. He'll be dead.
I hope, yeah, by the
Soon
time
enough.
this podcast gets out, he might have already kicked the bucket. But yeah, Taylor, this is hit the old mic stand.
Who gives a shit? Let it
Who
ride.
gives a fuck? But yeah, the Job Podcast.
The Job Podcast, Resignation. Here we
Who's-
are.
What should you do? Your first job or
So
my
here's the
first
question
job?
I had for you.
Yeah.
We we agreed that we would talk about our first job. Now, my question to you is, do we want to talk about the first jobs that we had that it was just like cash in hand, or do we want to talk about our first real official job with like a company?
With a
We can do both.
Yeah, it's both. Yeah, I can try. Yeah, my first real job with a company. I know the first ever job I've had, just as a job, the very first one was a paper boy.
Nice. Classic American.
Have you ever been a paper boy before?
Dude, in Wyoming, we didn't have.
Dude,
There was like 8 people that lived in a 500-mile radius.
there's one mailman.
Yeah, it was wild.
The mail woman, the UPS woman that came to my house was my grandpa's sister. What is that? My great aunt?
I think that's right.
Is that right?
I don't know.
But yeah, I'd be like, hey Sandy, and it's her just dropping off. And that's how I'm from this town in Wahoo, Nebraska, of like 2,000 people. So not as desolate as Wyoming, but enough where I definitely know the mailman.
Yeah.
The mailwoman, I should
Right.
say.
Come on, man.
Yeah, what the fuck? But yeah, dude, it was rolling that every day. That sucked. Yeah, early.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. So
real early.
I've never been a paper boy, but I know that like they asked
fucking
paper
real
kids to fucking wake up at like 3 a.m. or some shit.
Yeah, that's like way before. I was like, I used to think getting up early for school was stupid. This was like
Right.
4 a.m., 5 a.m. shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why they went and got the papers got dropped off at my grandparents' house. They also lived in the little town of Wahoo where I'm from.
So did you do it like in the classic style on the bicycle?
I'd walk.
What?
Yeah, we'd walk. We got these like, they almost felt like it was like it's like a shirt you wore. It was just like a giant sack, just in your head fit through the slit, and
Like a poncho?
it was like a giant poncho, and it was filled with these big pockets.
What?
And then you'd roll the paper really tight, and you'd stick them in all the pockets, and you'd be like
like a newspaper gunslinger?
yeah, you'd have this giant duffel bag.
What?
And I was just like, I'm like kind of scrawny. I look like I'm like a Tim Burton character.
You
People
really do,
say
yeah.
I look like, but like then I was just this little skinny boy with like this wad
Just
of
zipping fucking papers at people?
just wad. I was nothing. I got pretty good.
Hell yeah.
I got pretty good at winging
I
'em.
imagine you do.
Like, I'd start to know some people's houses and porches, how they'd be angled, and I'd
Right.
like throw it and try to ricochet it off the
Nice.
sidewalk, and it'd scoop like right onto the welcome mat or something.
Hell yeah.
I got pretty good at winging those. You'd roll them, and your hands would get all from the
All
ink.
black,
They get
right.
all black. You know,
Yeah.
that's it might be a. I want to say they helped. It was foreshadow, or they helped me learn how to roll joints in the future. Really, is trying to roll those.
Oh, I see. It all comes around,
Those
man.
newspapers very tight. They're like, God damn, Joe, I can't even open this newspaper.
And half of it's burnt? Why is it?
Hey, don't. Hey, you just be happy it got to your doorstep. All right, I
Get
got
half the news. All right, how about
Take
that?
my CD player off my head. List CDs. I
Yeah.
have cargo shorts, and I fucking fit this like whole thick ass CD player in the side.
Oh yeah, the Walkman version of the CD. Yeah.
And I was listening. God, what was I listening to? I remember Newfound Glory was in there, and some Steely Dan album.
Really?
Yeah, my uncle burned me a shit ton of albums, and like I didn't even know what Steely Dan was. It was the album, I forget. It's like they're on like this country road, and it's their shadows, and they're looking at the dirt road, and there's like some grass, like corn maybe in the back.
I'm not a Steely Dan aficionado, but I do know that they named their band after William S. Burroughs' Steel Dildo.
Yeah, it's a cock reference, everybody.
Yes. It sure is.
Pull the veil from your eyes. Steely Dan's been dick all along.
That's right.
It's been dick. So I've been listening to Dick whipping papers around at people. Dude, there's like rich houses you'd go to, and around Christmas time they'd have like an envelope stuck on the door, and you pull
for
it
you?
off. Yeah, and
With
it'd
money?
be like fucking $20 in there. There's way more tip than like
All right,
I
so
don't know.
maybe the
any-
1% isn't all bad.
yeah, at least in Wahoo, you know. That's the Midwest. That's Midwest nice. You
Yeah.
know, they tip you a little bit. But yeah, when it rained, we'd have this van, and my mom, bless her heart, we had like one of these automatic doors on the side. You press a button and
On the van. It
yeah,
would,
but like if you
hydraulic
slam
out.
it all the way back, it'll just stay open. But that beeper would be like the doors
yeah,
open,
yeah.
and we'd do our route. It'd just be raining, and we'd be like sitting in the side of the van with the door open. My mom's like driving slow. We're just fucking winging papers out of
Like
this
Heath
thing.
Ledger and the Joker, man. Just fucking.
As it's just going down the street, just like.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, dude.
Just making sure they get in there,
So that was your first sort of like.
I was I forget.
unofficial
I
job
don't
or
even
something?
remember like how much I made. It was like my brother and I did it together, and we'd like take over like kind of corners sort of by our neighborhood, and it'd take us maybe like an hour or two to walk and finish the whole thing. At one point, like I'd go down a neighborhood one way, and he'd go one way, and I wouldn't see him for a while, and we'd meet up.
Meet
and
up, yeah.
As our papers were like almost empty, and walk back home.
Hell yeah.
It was good. I think it was like, I don't know, like 25 cents a piece of paper or something. That might even be too much. Because I was carrying a lot of papers. That was a lot.
Yeah, you had like $8 worth of papers.
$8. So that was the first. That was the first like job I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
Paper boy.
Trying
What
to
was your
think.
first job you've ever had, or like your first? Yeah, if you want to talk about your first corporate or first like you felt like I'm a big man.
No, I'll do the same thing that you did.
Okay.
I'll talk about the first like sort of regular gig I did for like cash in hand. My grandpa was like an oil tycoon.
Oh shit.
So he had been retired by the time I was like 13, 14. But he knew a lot of dudes in Wyoming that were like still working in the oil field. So he had a friend that was like late 70s. This dude was old. But this dude owned like a fuck ton of pump jacks, like oil pump jacks.
Those things that go like back and
Yeah, they look
up
like
and
hammers that
down.
are going up and
Yeah.
down. Those things. He had like 50 of them out in a field somewhere, like maybe 30 miles from my house. So he would pick me up in the morning in his like 88 Dodge Ram, and I would just go out with this old man out into the prairie and just like maintain these oil
Dang.
jacks or whatever.
What kind of what kind of tools do you give you?
To be honest, man, I don't think we did anything. I think we just went out there and looked at them.
No,
I don't remember
no
doing
twisting
anything.
bolts, no tugging on a
Nothing.
wire, making sure it's
Nothing. I don't remember doing anything. I just remember driving through this prairie, looking. He's like, "Okay, that one's working. All right, that one's working." And I did that for like 2 months.
Damn,
It was really weird,
sick job.
and I can't remember his name.
Your uncle?
No. It was my grandpa.
Oh, your grandpa.
Yeah, but I can't remember the dude's name.
Oh,
But yeah, that was like
that's funny. I thought this whole time your grandpa was driving around with you.
No.
This whole time I couldn't figure out his name.
no. It was my grandpa's friend.
Okay, that's
that
pretty
he knew
good.
from the old oil field days. But yeah, that was like the first thing I did for like actual cash in hand.
Man, you see those
Really
all the
wild.
time in those movies. Those like, I don't even know what those like. Is there a drill down below and something? Do you even know how they work?
I
from
do,
your,
and here's how I know, and we'll get into this later. I later on in my life worked for the oil field.
Oh, you moved up.
I moved up.
Instead
So I
of the
was-
guy that
I
looks
was-
at him, you're in there.
I was the dude drilling the holes.
Hell
So
yeah.
they drill a hole, and then after it's all set and they know that it's producing, they put these pump jacks on it, and it just constantly sucking oil out of this fucking like whatever 5,000, 10,000, sometimes 20,000 foot hole.
Yeah, drink your milkshake.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that whole thing. And and where it goes, I don't really know, because most of the time next to pump jacks are those huge tanks, and I think that like oil tankers back up to those and they empty them out. I think that's what happened. But I didn't work too much in the oil field. I kind of did like a weird side thing in the oil field
Interesting.
later. But my first actual job was just driving around,
Driving around and looking at him.
just looking at them.
Sounds pretty good gig though.
It was all right. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
How old were you?
Man, between 12 and 14, like in that neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't do a whole lot as a kid.
No, me neither. Sort of similar environment. There wasn't too much to do.
Right. Right. But
And go work in the farms, or
I'm trying to think. The actual paycheck, like paper paycheck, where I paid taxes on it, all that shit. I worked at our local grocery store,
oh yeah,
Yeah,
what was
and
it called?
Joe's Food Center.
Joe's Food Center.
And I swear to God, it was as big as any 7-Eleven.
That's it.
It was literally the grocery store for the town. So much like you, I grew up in a town of like 600 people, and Joe's Food Center was like the local grocery
That
store.
was the spot.
It was the spot. So I just ran cash register there.
Hell
And
yeah.
I remember learning the PU code or whatever for
Oh.
celery. I remember this. It was like a 30-digit number, and I remember just like practicing
Just for celery.
just for celery because I would knock it out in like half a second. I'd be like, what? Like, and I would be so excited when somebody came up with celery. I'm like, oh, I got this.
Oh,
Like,
boy, gonna get this bitch.
yeah, and I would just do it so fast, and so fast that the owner of the place actually got mad at me. She's like, hey, don't do that.
What?
Yeah, she was like, just
She reprimand you
Yes.
for doing a good
doing a
job?
great
a
job.
very efficient job. You
Yes.
memorized the whole goddamn number for. I think if you memorized all the numbers for every item,
Not
you'd
all
get-
of them. It
you'd
was
get
just celery.
You get people in and out of there, you know.
because celery didn't have like a barcode, so you couldn't like beep
Yeah, oh,
it.
yeah,
So you had to be like
produce.
bop, 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 like type that shit in. But I got really good at it, and I
Man.
would just like slam it in. It was awesome. But also, I remember working that job, and I don't know why, but I remember stocking the soda cooler, and I was on my knees stocking the soda cooler, and the local priest, like the pastor dude,
Whipped his wang out.
kinda. He walked up to me as I was loading this thing, and he goes, nothing makes me happy than seeing a guy on his knees. And it was wild. I was like, what?
No.
It was so wild.
Pastor Tom. No.
Yeah, I don't remember that guy's name either. I'm sure he's dead and in hell.
Yeah, I hope so. The priest who was the superintendent at my high school got in trouble for touching boys. That happened,
Really?
like, 2 years ago. He went to. I don't think he went to jail. I think they sent some kind of correctional facility in Houston or something.
Yeah, you know those famous,
Yeah, all their secret money, all that dark money. The priest in the grocery
those
store.
famous no-touch boys camps.
We're gonna rehab you.
So
You see a
ridiculous.
picture of a young boy and they just shock you.
What was your first job that you actually got like a physical paycheck and it was like official?
I'm trying to. The first time it's like an official job was like a pay stub. It wasn't much because I was waiting tables and it was for Pizza Hut.
I love Pizza Hut.
It was the Pizza Hut in the Wahoo.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I'll talk about Pizza Hut for a little
yeah,
bit.
stuffed
It was
crust,
right
dude.
next to our grocery store.
Joe's Food
there's
Center?
two. There's two. There's one called Wahoo Super, and then one at the time that was called Hinky Dinky.
Shut the fuck up.
Hinky Dinky, man.
Hinky dinky. Eat shit and die, Hinky Dinky. Fuck you.
Hinky Dinky, man. It's pretty.
Oh my god.
It's well, I'm from like a Dr. Seuss book.
Right. Good God.
God, what did they? And then it turned into. I think they just called it Sun Mart. But yeah,
Did Hostess start making their own
Hinky
fucking
dinky.
grocery store?
was there? Yeah, I was. I'll talk about that Pizza Hut job maybe a little later on for say
Okay.
because that's a lot of good Pizza Hut stories.
Hell yeah, dude.
But that was well, yeah, it wouldn't work much. But like first time I got checked though was whatever waiter salary is. It was like $3
$8
something.
an hour or something.
Yeah. But tips were nice because it
Hell
was
yeah.
popping. But yeah, just trying to what I think I was just like onto something else and I just didn't want to do the paper route anymore. I was like I gave it up, or maybe I started waiting tables. Did you have a dramatic exit on the
What did I do?
viewing of the oil rigs?
Not from the oil pump
but
jack job,
from the other one.
but from the Joe's Food Center job.
Oh, from the Joe's. Oh, how'd you
Certainly, I dipped out of that hardcore.
how'd you do? Just a full line of people, and then you said, "Fuck all y'all,
No.
I'm leaving. Everyone, it's free."
No, it wasn't so much how I quit, but why I quit. That was dramatic. I started dating a girl that had a baby,
Oh.
and I adopted that baby, and I bought a '66 Chevy Impala, and we hit the fucking road, man.
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah,
Oh, that's from this?
That's from that job.
How old were you at the grocery? You were 18 then?
I was 16, and I worked there.
How old was she? How old was the baby?
17. The baby was like 2 months. Yeah, it was gross.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I almost fucked my life up.
It's just...
But I bought that '66 Chevy Impala, all black, with a mint green interior, and I welded a trailer hitch to it, and I rented a U-Haul truck, and we just left.
Just left the... What
We
was
had
the town?
$200
What was the name of the town?
Upton.
Upton. Just
Horrible.
up
Just
and up.
Upton fucking
Just
left,
Upton,
dude.
fucking Upton.
Yeah, dude. And that town is still dog shit. I don't give a fuck if anybody from that middle of fucking nowhere, hole in the ground, ever hears this shit. I don't give a fuck. It is trash. But, yeah, I rolled out with that chick. And I remember because we had $200 and a bag of popcorn.
God damn.
And we saved that bag of popcorn all the way until we got to like almost the Colorado border. And we went into a gas station. We asked them if we could use the microwave. And we popped that bag of popcorn. That was our only food.
That's so sad.
I know.
That's the saddest
Yeah, dude.
thing I've heard today. At
Yeah,
least,
dude.
because the world's been very sad for a while. But
Yes, I know.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you all the way to popcorn with the baby.
Yep.
Did the baby eat the popcorn?
The baby had no. The baby he had his own shit.
Oh my god.
But me and the chick had nothing.
God damn.
Yeah. So I quit my Joe's grocery store job for that.
Man.
And that's how I ended up in Texas.
With them?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Is that all? The resolution of them all saved for another time.
I will save for another
All
time if we want to.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, we got it. We got nothing but time.
We got
and
nothing
it's
but time, man.
Fucking
This is
nothing to do.
We're not doing one episode and quitting.
That's it. Yeah, we're not even gonna put it out. No, we'll put it out.
Yeah, we probably will.
Hell yeah.
Fuck
But yeah,
it.
that was my first shit. Your first shit is funny too.
It's crazy. Yeah. I look back on it, a whole nother world, man.
Man.
A whole nother world.
Hell yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
shit. Good first episode.
I
huh?
think so.
There it is.
Gives you a little prelude into what's to come.
Yeah.
So again, in the future, we'll be talking about jobs that Joey and I have had, which are extensive. But we'll also be focusing primarily on an old weird job from history that we researched and found that
yeah.
would be interesting to
Even
talk
tell
about.
me that he'll be coming up to me one day and be like, dude, I found out people used to do this in 1600 and wherever. I'm like, what the?
Yeah. And we
People
got
used
some,
to do some weird shit for money, man.
Yeah,
They
we
still
got-
do.
we got some locked and loaded, so
Yeah, it
It'll
should
be
be fun to.
it'll be fun.
It'll be like a weird, almost like it'll be a study of the human,
Condition.
the study of capitalism.
Yeah.
Force people to work for money.
Yeah.
But,
So
yeah, cool. I don't know where this will end up, but rate and review it if you can. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for tuning in.
yeah.
And the track you're hearing at the beginning and the end, that's the song 2 Weeks by the great Austin little fun punk band Big Bill. It's a very, very fun track. Good band. I miss seeing them live. Thank you boys for letting us use the track. And thank everyone
Yeah.
for listening.
Thanks everybody.
Hell
We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Peace.
Resignation.